Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Jesse Lozano, and this is the Nerd with Balls movie review for Captain America. Alright, everybody, let me just let you know. Spoilers. Alright, so let's get into this. So this is how I look at it. The movie starts out just, dude, the Avengers just being ratchets again, just beating up fucking shit all the way to Africa. And you got Falcon, aka fucking Papa Doc, doing dumb shit with his little fucking mini Falcon he calls Red. It was pretty cool. Like, you saw the visual effects, the graphics, and you saw when they were talking about actually doing the movie, they were doing a lot more stunts, and you saw that with Chris Evans. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, let's go for that. That really intrigued me a lot. Scarlet Witch, man, she's such a baddie. She is hot as fuck. It's ridiculous. And you know, Scarlett Johannson being Black Widow, just shaking around in leather. No guy doesn't like that. I loved it, and she's a badass. So that's where it goes, and now let's get more into it. I really enjoyed that. Iron Man's over there showing off his emotional side. Man, he's such a human person. He just, anxiety, fear, depression, narcissist. He has a lot of different things going on in his head. And he finds out that it was actually their fault that there was a little kid that passed away. So now going back to Iron Man and that human side, he actually gets confronted by the mother of a child named Charlie Spencer while he was at MIT. And she said, my son was murdered by you guys because of what they did off the Avengers Part 2. And that's where, in this whole Civil War, you see Captain America and Iron Man are at war just for their moral code. Captain America, he sees, like, you know what, we shouldn't give our rights because there's politicians that control this stuff. And then now Iron Man, on the other hand, his thing's like, you know what, dudes, like, there's a dead kid on our conscience, and it's because of us. Like, we should be put in check because nobody regulates us. We are the Avengers. We do whatever the fuck we want. And that's what really starts to really build on all this anticipation. What builds on all of this, and I'm like, whoa, what's really going to happen? That conflict, like, that made a lot of sense. And even that, like, with the beginning scenes of that, you actually see, you know, Tony Stark's parents were actually murdered. You know, you see an assassin on a motorcycle, boom, done, both of them. Boom, boom, no problem, nothing. And that's just the movie is, and just keeps going back and forth. And you see that memory, and it's just like, whoa, what's that leading up to? And I thought that was pretty unique. Like, there was a good story in this. Chadwick Boseman was an amazing Black Panther. That literally was the highlight of the movie. More than Spider-Man. Yes, I said it. He was phenomenal. Mr. 42 himself. Everything he does, man, it's just crazy. He just kills it. I really enjoyed him. His accent that he brought to the table was dope. I just think his, like, physicality, everything. It was just like a real warrior. Like, I would follow that dude. He could be my king any day. Let's go. So I was really happy about that. When we look at Iron Man and Captain America and we see this conflict of these moralities and they're trying to fight back, I dig it. And, you know, everybody has to pick a side, everybody rolls through, and when that happens, actually, you know, Vision gets his heart broken, Scarlet Witch goes, chills with fucking Hawkeye and all that good stuff, so that's cool. I just think he was a little sad and, you know, reading the comics and whatnot, like, you know, they kind of, you know, smush. I think Captain America is actually going to smush Peggy Carter's niece. It's going to happen. They made out already. Yeah, that's going to go through. But besides that, you know, this whole thing, this whole conflict, you know, let's go after the Winter Soldier. Let's go for him. He destroyed everybody. He killed Wakanda's leader. Let's go for this, this, and that. And we find out it's really a dude, and you just see his mastermind. They don't really say who he is until the end. And we find out Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo had this whole plot just to get the Avengers to tie and fight with each other. So now I think with this huge age fight and when it's all going, like, everything's entertaining. I think every fight scene, everything movement, it's all going down. We see the conflict of Captain America, just, we can't give up our liberties, we can't give up our rights. Iron Man's like, nah, man, we need to be put in check. So now when we sit there and we look at all that, and it's just this big conflict between each other, and they're two friends, you know, it's just crazy literally seeing them. It's kind of heartbreaking. It's like mom and dad fighting. Like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, we need that. So now Captain America and his crew, you know, you got him, you got Falcon, they're all going out on their own, and they're just like, well, let's go what it is. We got Bucky, we got us, we can take on the world. And they're actually just trying to save and prove that Bucky didn't do it, that there's something wrong and they should not give up their liberties. They should not give up their rights to be the Avengers and give it to politicians. And Cap's whole thing, and he's trying to protect Bucky and all that stuff. And there's so much just compiling. And it comes to a fact that they know they're going to be at a war. But they're at war with the Avengers. Like, they're friends. Vision's over here with Iron Man protecting Scarlet Witch. And the thing about that is it's more like a depression, like she was a prisoner. And it's like, nope, she's not. She's just a kid. And that's something Captain America actually said. So we see little things like that, and it's just like, wow, man, whose side? So Captain actually gets, Ant-Man, and it's like, whoa, that's a really crazy thing, and yeah. So Tony's trying to be the best man he can, be the friend and be the leader, but yet again, try to make sure everybody's on the same page, but at the same time, he's just going to war with everybody. I think that's a really hard thing that people don't see. He actually comes to a point that they all get locked up. So everybody on Cap's side's locked up, Iron Man's out there, and he's just like, whoa. So now Tony Stark has 37 hours, literally, to go get his team, assemble, break down, bring in Bucky and Captain America. Now this is where it leads up to the fight of the century. Not gonna lie. Iron Man actually sneaks off and gets Spider-Man, and he's hitting on Aunt May. Marissa Tomei, I would too. Did you guys see her in the wrestling? Now, this is how I look at it. You get all these dudes, and it's just nice. It's subtle, just relaxed, and just boom, and then bam. Because nobody wants to take this fight. Nobody wants to fight. You see some great action and shit, but nobody's trying to go after this because they don't want to hurt each other because they're still buds like, hey, I don't want to do it. There's even a part where actually Black Widow and Hawkeye are beating the hell out of each other. Black Widow's like, we're still going to be friends. Hawkeye's just like, depends on how hard you hit me. And then all you see is Scarlet Witch just throws Black Widow, and she looks at Hawkeye and says, you're holding back your punches. This is the kind of element that everybody is in, and everybody's like, we don't want it. Ant-Man, he's the new guy. He doesn't give a shit. He's just trying to do it. The same thing with Spider-Man. He's just out there, and he's just like, I'm doing what Iron Man told me to do, so I'm good. I think the best fight out of all of them, well, there would be two, and I would actually go, Spider-Man actually beat up Bucky and Falcon. That was the best fight scene, if you ask me, because he's just throwing them around left and right, and he's just being a kid. He's just talking, doing all this other stuff. He's just hyper. He's just like, oh my god, it's going down. And even Falcon tells him, like, there shouldn't be so much talking in a fight. He's, oh my bad, pretty much first time. So that goes on, and everybody's just trying to make it, try to go through. So everybody's just trying to do it, and everybody's starting to contradict each other. Everybody's just like boom, 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 because they're all trying to fight. And the real reason why they're really fighting is because Winter Soldier tells Captain America he's not the only one. And that's where they actually find out. That's where Zemo's actually headed. He's going to find and retrieve all the other Winter Soldiers. And then out of nowhere, Ant-Man actually starts beating the hell out of Iron Man within his suit. That's pretty cool. And Iron Man's like, who's that? Ant-Man's like, it's your subconscious. He's just messing up the suit he throws out. Boom, cool. But then he comes down, they're like, we need a distraction. So Ant-Man comes up, and boom, now we got Giant Man. Yeah, and it's phenomenal. The crazy thing is the guy who takes him out is actually Spider-Man. He does that with a collection of everybody else, too, but Spider-Man's like, hey, I got this. And he's making a Star Wars reference. What an asshole, right? He's all the old movie. Fuck you, kid. So now we get after the fight of the century, and we actually break down and we go into now the chaos of that. As they're going, what happens is Rhodey actually gets shot down by Vision because Vision actually gets distracted and he literally gets paralyzed, and that's the crazy thing. So Iron Man's really up in arms and he's like, boom, why? What happened to you, Vision? You're supposed to be perfect. And he's like, was distracted. He's falling for Scarlet. It happens. We all fall for the hot, crazy chick who has psychological issues with great fucking powers. Most guys just realize most chicks' fucking power is just a pussy. So Scarlet Witch is actually working with Iron Man and the crew, but at the end where Black Panther of this fight is going after Bucky and Captain America, Scarlet Witch changes. She flips sides. She goes back to the double agent, shoots down Black Panther, was like, guys, get the hell out of here, go, peace, and they do. So that brings a lot of chaos. So now we sit here and we look at Iron Man, and he's so pissed off, and he literally tells Scarlet, like, hey, you switch sides. Black Panther snitched you out. You little bitch like that sometimes. So, you're going to be in prison with your friends. Iron Man goes, and they find out that the whole crew, Falcon, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, they're all in isolation. So they're in this ocean prison. And Iron Man goes over there as a friend, and he's just like, look, man, how about you guys help me out? Let me know what it is. And Falcon's like, why? You're working for the other team. And he's like, no. I just found out that it does look, it's been Zemo. Iron Man actually goes and talks to Falcon about it, and he's like, hey, man, let me know where Captain America and Bucky are going, because I do believe we were wrong. Falcon actually tells him, and Iron Man's like, all right, I'm going to go find them. And he goes finds him. When he does, he's going through everything, and he actually meets up with Captain, and Bucky is just like, boom, he's not going to let it out of his sight or anything like that. And he's like, nope, I'm here as a friend. I'm here to protect you guys because I'm with you. And all that's crazy. They find this fortress where these Winter Soldiers are. They go in there, so Iron Man's figuring everything out. Just boom, 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 boom. Heat sensors and all that. He's like, there's only one person in here. And it's Zemo. So Zemo's there just hanging out. All the Winter Soldiers are shot in the head. And he was just like, we didn't need another one. What I pretty much just wanted was just to defeat you guys. And how do I defeat you? Turn you guys on each other. And that's what happened. So as this is all going on, like, they're like, wow, this is what it is. Zemo actually tells Iron Man that it was Bucky that was activated that killed his parents. So now Iron Man flips out. And he actually questions Captain America. Captain America knew. And that's where, like, that whole scene, you know, he's my friend. And he's like, so was I. And it's just one big duel between the two. And it's crazy because Captain's like, run, Bucky, run. And Iron Man's just like, nah, dude. You killed my mom. Not gonna happen. So he's going after him. His suit's all messed up. He's just going boom. And it just comes down to one big fight. And it's literally Captain America, Bucky versus Iron Man. And Iron Man's giving it everything it's got. So you actually see, like, Captain America's, like, breaking down. Or Iron Man's breaking down Captain America and his fighting skills. Boom, boom. And they're just going to war. And he actually, Iron Man rips out the arm of Bucky. You know, so that's pretty cool. And Bucky's trying to rip out his chest and all that good stuff. And it goes down where Black Panther's in the mix. He jumps out of nowhere. It's just like, boom. He actually finds Zemo. So Zemo's there and he just says, you know, this is what you guys did to me. And my country destroyed my family, my friends. And my wife and kid. So I just wanted to turn on you guys and see you guys just kill each other. Feel my pain. Black Panther's like, revenge is what's killing me. You know, for my father, it's killing them. It killed you. I don't want this. I'm good. So Zemo's all pissed off. He's like, screw that. I'm going to shoot myself. And as he actually does, Black Panther's like, no, the living's not done with you. So now Iron Man is literally just defeated, beat down. And Captain's just like, we gotta go. They dip out, and Iron Man in his last plea to defeat is literally talking crap, like, you can't go, blah, 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 that's my father's shield, that's not yours. And he just throws it. He's like, peace. Well, now it all goes to the end, and everything's done. Captain goes, talks to Rhodey, and he's just like, well, we gotta see if you can walk and figure out how you can. And he's like on crutches and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. And Iron Man goes into his little office, he gets a FedEx thing, and it's actually Captain America saying, you know, we're distant, you're still my friend, and we still got your back. If you need us, you know where we're at. And I think now it goes back to that emotional and human side of Iron Man, because he's sitting here just saying, like, you know, we fought for all this, we did all this, and what did we really get? Nothing. We just have broken hearts, lost identities. My best bud in the world literally has a broken spine or whatever's going down with him with his paralyzed state, and they're trying to get him back to being mobile. And that's pretty much how it ends. Now let's talk about the post-credits. We actually see Barnes is in Wakanda, and he actually goes back into the freezing state, so he's going to become a popsicle again, and they're just going to protect him. The second post, well, we actually see Spider-Man. He has a hologram on his web slinger, and it's like, boom, and it literally shows the Spider-Man emblem. So it's like, boom, it's just like one big logo of Spider-Man and everything else around it. And like he's trying to hide it from Aunt May, like, oh man. And at the end it says, Spider-Man will return. Boom. So I give this movie actually 9. I really enjoyed it. Go see it. Tell everybody about it. Do it up. It's going to be a success, and it's opening up more doors for other flicks. So Marvel's doing it right. I dig it. 2 thumbs up. Nerd on. Check you guys later.